Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Please join us tonight, Parsha Unpacked, as we explore the great story of the Parsha of Noah and the flood and the Tower of Babel and all kinds of great, amazing stuff. That's tonight at 7:45. Now, we're in the middle of this kind of exploration of what seem to be two mutually exclusive and contradictory constant commandments. Mitzvah number 4 of the 6 commandments that are constant is to love God. Mitzvah number 5 is to fear God. Which is it? Should I love God or should I walk in fear of God? And how do we resolve the two? Now, obviously, the answer is both, but how does that work out? So think about a parent. Got to always go back to the parent analogy. Think about the parent. A parent who truly loves their child, deeply loves their child, and wants that child to reach their potential and to become the person they have the ability to become and to grow and to learn and to develop themselves. So will that parent allow the child to experience the negative and painful but natural consequences of the choices that they make? Or will that parent shelter and protect the child from natural consequences of the choices that they make? Now, we all know as parents, sometimes it's very difficult. Tough love is not easy. We like to shelter our kids. We like to protect our kids so that when they fall, they don't get hurt. I was with my granddaughter, and I was thinking about this because she's just learning how to sit up. And I put a little pillow behind her head so that if she falls backwards, she won't hit her head on the floor. Now, of course, with a little baby, that's the right thing to do. But at a certain point, you got to stop doing that, because otherwise that kid's never going to learn how to sit up. And that person's never going to learn how to grow. And that child's never going to learn how to develop. So a parent who truly loves their child will allow the child to suffer the consequences and the negative results of the choices that they make so that they learn. Otherwise, they never learn, they never grow, they never develop, they never become anything. They remain weak and soft and incapable, etc. So, fearing God means that there are consequences to my choices. That if I make bad choices and I do things that are bad, there are going to be consequences, and I have to be real with that, and I have to be afraid of those consequences, and I have to be concerned about those consequences. Now, I could say, well, God loves me, and I love God. We're like this, we're so close that nothing bad is going to happen to me. I can do whatever I want. But that's not a loving parent. A loving parent would never do that. So a loving parent knows that they have to allow the child, to suffer some of the pain and consequences of the choices. A loving God does the same. So to have fear of the consequences of my choices and my actions is not a contradiction in any way to loving God and knowing that God loves me. They work perfectly well together. They dovetail perfectly because it's the relationship between a parent and a child, just on a bigger global level. So that's something to think about when we think about love and fear or awe or trepidation in a certain sense of the consequences that may be coming our way as a result of the choices that we make. And that shouldn't make us feel bad or upset. The worst thing a parent can do is not to even be mean to the child or to abuse the child, but the worst thing a parent can do is to ignore the child. I don't care. I don't care about you. Do whatever you want, and your choices mean nothing to me. If there were no results or consequences to the choices that we made, that would mean that God is completely uncaring and uninvolved in our lives. The fact that there are consequences means that God loves us, and that should fill us with the love of God. So the fear and the love of God go perfectly well together. Think about it. Let it resonate. We'll talk about it.